Echo what Frank said. Thank you, of course, to so many people, particularly His Excellency Turki Al-Sheikh. Everybody here, I think everybody tuning in on the stream knows the rivalry. If you don't, it probably goes back a little bit further than you even know. Probably from the age of 8 or 9, when my family entered the world of boxing, there were 2 forbidden words in our household. It was Frank Warren. I listened to my dad as I sat waiting for him to finish his work at night, arguing with Frank, arguing with Don King, arguing with Bob Arum. And it's amazing to find myself in this position, 15 years deep in promoting boxing, never uttered a word to this man. Quite unique. Probably detrimental to the sport, but at the same time, the competition was so fierce that we were both driven to create the best shows for UK boxing. Now, you have an event before you on Saturday night that is not just groundbreaking because of the rivalry and the narrative, but because of the concept, because of the format. The first time a team concept has existed. A running points total with a graphics throughout the broadcast telling you who's in front, who's going to come from behind, who gets double points. But more importantly like that, opportunity for our fighters to go on the biggest stage in boxing and show the world how special they are. We are, both of us, a family of winners. I cannot tell you the desperation for victory on Saturday night. I had a call from my dad this morning. The only thing he said was, "We're going to win, son, aren't we? We can't let this guy win." And that's how we've been our whole career. That's how we've been for 3 decades. And whilst His Excellency has brought us together in an unbelievable fashion, and the relationship is good and the future is bright, Saturday, the rivalry is ignited like never before as we look to do a job on the 5 over there. And as I look down, Dev, in answer to your question, I sit here as someone that's very proud of 5 men that are ready to do battle on Saturday night in the most unique sport. Everyone taking part from both teams needs maximum respect for what they do. I look down the end, I see Craig Richards. Craig, we come a long way, mate. I'm very proud of you. So many ups and downs. I remember talking you into a fight for the British title against Frank Buglioni, 6 days notice. Yeah. You came through, you boxed Dmitrii Bivol, you lost 115 to 113. You could have won that fight that night. The fight with Joshua Buatsi. And this is your moment. This is your stage. I saw you on business class coming out here. I saw you in the big suites. This is what you're fighting for on Saturday night. Yeah. Time for you to deliver. The man to your right, Raymond Ford, the best 126-pounder in the world, no doubt. I saw him as the B-side on a top-ranked show. We went upstate New York and I saw him demolish one of the most feared fighters on the planet in Komatov to stop him with 12 seconds to go behind on the scorecards. You're about to see this man who walked into my office as a 19-year-old, head between his legs, change his life. Camden, New Jersey on the map. Watch how special he is. Ammo Williams. This man's been through some ups and downs. Ammo, I'm so proud of you. Everything you've been through to this point. Told you are marvellous Marvin Hagler on Saturday night. You take this guy to pieces. Filip, many fights with you. I've lost count of the amount of people that have told me this may be the best heavyweight in the world. We've heard it before. Your time has come. The time to show everybody how special you are against Daniel Dubois. We know the stories. We've had the spies in the camp. You know exactly what to do. And Deontay, we haven't always got on. But I admire you. I respect you. And as they say, setbacks pave the ways for comebacks. You are one dangerous, dangerous man. And when you destroy this man to my right, Zhilei Zhang, on Saturday, the whole world is going to take notice that you are back. So you 5, you take this by the scruff of the neck, you take it to this lot, and you fight with all your heart, you chase your dreams, and on Saturday night we shall be victorious without any question. Over to you, Dev. You lot are getting absolutely spanked.
That was a good speech. That was a good speech. So what's up? Did you know, or would you ever have thought that Deontay Wilder would be fighting on a Frank Warren, Eddie Hearn card for a contract? They talk about it in at the end of the press conference. The press conference for the 5v5 Frank Warren versus Eddie Hearn Saudi Riyadh season card, June the 1st, on pay-per-view. It's Saturday. It was supposed to be Dmitrii Bivol taking on Artur Beterbiev for Undisputed. But Beterbiev is injured. as usual. And if you ever seen the way he trains, sometimes you would think like, yeah, that guy's going to get injured. So how do I feel about this card? Don't get me wrong, it's good, but how come these Saudi cards ain't been buzzing like that? Like, what is it? You think it's because, you know, they're not like American? I don't know. Is that just me, you know, being a pompous American? A Latino? So let's go look at the card. If you don't know, the fighters had their final press conference today. The card is going to feature Deontay Wilder taking on Big Bang Zhang. Willy Hutchinson versus Craig Richards. Dmitrii Bivol versus Malik Zanad. We're going to talk about that. Daniel Dubois taking on Filip Hrgovic. Ooh, that's sexy. I like that fight. That fight's pretty hot. Hamza Shariz taking on Austin Ammo Williams. And Raymond Ford taking on Nick Ball. Nick Ball got robbed. A lot of people felt against Ray Vargas. Raymond Ford got that squeak by win in his last fight. Spectacularly. So overall, listen, I can rate the card an A minus, I guess. Because look, you got Wilder versus Zhang. That if this was 3 years ago, that would have been pay-per-view. Daniel Dubois versus Hrgovic. That's a solid fight that can be its own card. Ray Ford and Nick Ball can be its own card. And Hamza Shariz versus Austin Ammo can be his own card. Like, I can give the card an A. But the buzz, like, where's the buzz? How come I'm not feeling it in my loins? I'm not really feeling it, but I'm going to watch it. Y'all know I'm going to be here watching it. We're going to be here for the weigh-in too. So let me tell you what I did. I sat down and I watched this boring ass press conference. I'm not going to listen. I'm going to be honest with you. It wasn't a good press conference. I didn't expect for it to be tables being thrown and all that type of stuff, but it just wasn't, you know, it just didn't get me hyped. Like, we got to fix these atmospheres. Now, we know that the Saudis got all the technology and throwing around all the money, but their media events and their reach is just not there in America. And it's hard because when you're on the zone here in America, if you want to see like the exclusive content, you got to pay $27 a month. Now, I'm not one of those American Latinos that think just because I'm American, oh, we're the center of the world. I'm not that. I'm just saying that maybe they should put a little bit more love over here. A little bit more love. I didn't find nothing to be good about this press conference. Okay, well, Eddie Hearn, his opening right there, propping up his team. That was pretty lit. By the way, whoever wins, Hearn's side or Warren's side, the fighters get to split $3 million. So, you know, you got something there. About $600,000 a piece. On top of their purses. So I guess we want to go listen to some significant parts of the press conference. Here, this fight seems to be getting people. I mean, this fight right here, Craig Richards and Willy Hutchinson. By the way, this Dev guy, listen, this guy, man, you just got to bear with him, you know. This guy, man, you just got to bear with him.
The WBC Silver Light Heavyweight Championship that was on the line between Willy Hutchinson.
So this fight right here, Willy Hutchinson and Craig Richards, it's got some bad blood. So that's why this fight's got a little buzz. It's got some bad blood.
And Craig Richards, for those who have followed the promo, this is the chef versus the keeper. Bit of needle in this fight as well. It has sparked a little bit. I'm going to start with Craig Richards. I've been watching a few of your interviews and you've made it pretty clear you intend to punch Willy Hutchinson's head in. Tell us a little bit about the mindset heading into this and how motivated you are to get those points for Team Matchroom.
Yeah, first of all, just thank you, Eddie and Frank Smith, for putting me on this. For them to believe in me because they know I'm going to go get them points. I'm very confident. I'm going to deliver on Saturday night, this big platform, and I don't want to disappoint, number one, Eddie and Frank, and two, I don't disappoint myself. My career goes on, I'm chasing them world titles, and I have to go through Willy to go and get them, so I'm going to get him out of there Saturday night and push on.
Do you feel like he's just not on your level? Is that what this is about? You've competed at a very high level. Tell us.
Well, do you know what? I don't think he's on my level, number one, but two, it's not even about that. I'm just focused on my own journey. I work very, very hard in the gym. I don't think no one works harder than me. I'm diligent. I'm always learning and always improving. I think I boxed at the top level a couple of years ago and just come short, and I've improved dramatically since then. So I believe I'm one of the best fighters in the world currently now.
Well, let's bring in Willy Hutchinson here. Willy, big step up for you. Tell us why you're ready for this step up, and tell us your intentions on Saturday night.
Listen, I'm very, very happy and grateful to even be sat up here with a bunch of people that's up here. I think it's unbelievable. For what I've been through a bit in my life, the ups and downs as well, and even just to where I'm at now, to get where I've got now was beyond belief. All my prayers is coming true. And again, my prayer is going to come true on Saturday night once I knock out Craig Richards in front of absolutely everybody in the stadium. I think he's a good boxer and everything, but he's not good enough for me. I think I'm going to lay him out and sleep him Saturday night. I'm coming for them points. I'm coming for them points plus extra points, however many points. I'll be coming for whatever there is there.
Oh, it's on.
That's, you know what I mean? The beauty of boxing we'll see Saturday night.
He's 35-year-old. He's had his time. He's fought big good men 3 years ago. All the best. You've done very well for yourself. After this fight, you can pack up and leave it where it is. And leave it to the young man. Damn. I'm ready to take over.
Willy, you've said a few times you're going to knock him out, you're going to render him unconscious. Obviously, he's been in with Dmitrii, Bivol, Buatsi can punch a bit as well. Yeah. What is it that you've got that those guys haven't that you can do this job on Saturday?
Absolutely nothing.
Dev, I'm going to leave it on Saturday night. And then once what's done, then you'll understand what I'm talking about. I can see Eddie looking over at me with them eyes, and he's eyeballing me a little bit. He's a bit, I don't know. We're going to see Saturday night. I'm ready to rock and roll.
Eddie, state your case for your fighter.
Listen, I rate Willy Hutchinson. I think he's a great fighter. I just think Craig is getting better and better and better. He's been thrown in the deep end well before his time because he didn't have the blessing of this amateur pedigree, these Olympic medals. He had to come up the hard way. When he got, we boxed on the road against Shakan Pitters. He was supposed to get beat that night away from home as a Channel 5 fighter. He absolutely destroyed him. He came back. He boxed Dmitrii Bivol well before his time, ran him close. And again, I just feel like under Shane McGuigan now, he's punching so hard. This fight isn't going the distance. I really believe that. And, Willy Hutchinson's going to have to show things he's never shown in his career before because he's never boxed at this level. We know he's suffered a defeat before at a level well below Craig Richards. I believe he's a better fighter than that, but he's going to need to be because Craig Richards is prepared. He's a professional. He's getting better and better. He's punching very, very hard. And this is going to kick off the 5v5 in style for Matchroom. And I believe 2 points in the bag for Craig Richards.
100. Come on. Easy work.
Frank, no doubt you believe.
So let's talk about this fight. Now, if you're going to be watching the card, the full card, like the degenerate like me, the fight's got some bad blood. It's the only real bad blood fight on the card for the degenerates. You want to know the real scoop, the lowdown lore. It's this fight. They really don't like each other. They've been going at each other all fight week. So to look at their resumes, I've seen them fight before. Or you've seen Craig Richards fight before. If you watched them versus Bivol for the hardcore degenerates once again. Joshua Buatsi watched both of these. I didn't know he was 34 years old. So yeah, he's getting pretty long in the tooth. So that clock is ticking. But he loses to Willy Hutchinson. Either one of them. Listen, this is not a world title fight. It's just a fun fight that's got a little bit of bad blood. That's it. That's what we're getting from Willy Hutchinson versus Craig Richards. Just two blokes, Braveheart. Look, just two blokes, 125, 134, going in there banging it out. This next fight, though, can we talk about it? Is it taboo to talk about what's been going on with Ammo Williams? Because he's been kind of head casey over the last couple of years. If you kind of get my drift, got a little bit of mental health things, it seems like it's been going on. But Eddie Hearn kind of hinted at it a little bit. By the way, let's listen to this. This is a fun fight right here, too. You got Nick Ball in his last fight on that Wilder Parker Joshua Wallin card, he lost a close decision to Ray Vargas, one of my Hispanic brothers. So a lot of people felt he should have been the WBC champion at 100. What's that, 22, right? 122? Yes, it is. Yes, it is, right? No, excuse me, 126. Here, let me show you real quick. He should have this belt, a lot of people feel. And Ray Ford has the WBA, so it should be a unification, a lot of people feel. But it's not. But overall, fun fight. High volume pressure fighter in Nick Ball. And when it comes to Ray Ford, well, despite him being the world champion, he still's got a couple question marks around his name, you know. I guess I want to say is I'm not sold. I'm not seeing it. Does that make sense? I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing the specialness in Ray Ford. Maybe it's just me. I'm just not seeing it. That's just my opinion. So I guess what I'm saying is going to be a very competitive fight. And do not be surprised if Ray Ford loses tomorrow. It's going to be a phenomenal fight. But let's go listen to a little bit of shit they was talking. Take your time out, like the video, subscribe. Yes, we're going to be here covering the entire card. I've done it before. So we've been, if one thing for sure is I may disappear during the weeks, but we definitely here during the weekends. So I've been here for every major fight this weekend. So, I mean, this year. So, you know, not to toot my own horn, but anyway, I'm going to be here covering this whole card. So let me tell you what fights I'm going to be covering. And then we're going to go live after it. Let's see. Yeah, I'm going to cover it. I'm going to cover Willie Hutchinson versus Craig Richards. I'm going to be here, bad blood. The blood is bad. Dmitrii Bivol taking on a Mark Zanad. They had their press conference earlier. We'll tune in. He is ranked very highly by the IBF, but obviously he's the replacement for Artur Beterbiev, who got injured, who's always getting injured. You got Daniel Dubois taking on Filip Hrgovic. Daniel Dubois been in the deep end for like 3 years now. Good on him, because look, win or loss, he's got Joe Joyce, Filip Hrgovic, Usyk. Who else Triple D fight? Trevor Bryan, kind of count that, kinda. I'm kind of count that. Kayotaro Fujimoto, we're not counting that. Nathan Gorman, I mean, he's got a nice little solid resume, you know. He fought Big Baby Miller. Do I think he could beat Hrgovic? Nah. I'm not seeing it. Do I think Hrgovic is this big bad boogeyman? Nah. Now, a lot of people don't know he had just lost his father when he fought Zhang. And some may say that he lost that fight and he got a little bit of a gift. Back in 2022, some may say. I'm not saying it because I don't remember. But I think I did give it to, you know what, let me see what the title of my video was. Normally, I can check the titles of my videos to see what my thought process was at the time. So let's see, what was I talking? Zhang, Hrgovic, TstreeT. Let's see, where we at? Oh, shit. So my title of this video, when I covered this fight, CCP, Zhilei was robbed. Hrgovic wasn't all there, lost father. Okay, so do I think he lost? I probably think that the CCP was robbed. I don't know. Well, anyway, back to the press conference. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe.
On Saturday night, Nick Ball, I think everyone in here probably agrees that you should be sat there with the WBC World Featherweight title. It wasn't to be that night, but you've got a real opportunity now and a man in front of you who's just become champion, very good fighter. Tell us what you're thinking.
Yeah, that's it, innit? Another massive opportunity. Thanks to His Excellency for having me back on, and Frank for getting me the opportunity. Happy to be back here and looking forward to it.
And do you think we'll need the judge?
Hey, no disrespect, but what makes this guy Turkey? Don't get me wrong, Turkey, you the man. Turkey Alashik, you the man. You know, thanks for everything you're doing, bruh. But what makes him His Excellency? What makes him so excellent? I mean, outside of boxing, obviously. But he's not some type of royalty. I looked it up. So, like, how do you get that title over there? You got to have a lot of money, be related to somebody that's like a king or queen or something. Well, no
Tom, is that the intention, to completely take it out of their hands?
That's always the intention, yeah, but this is more fuel to the fire. Yeah, I'm all fired up, ready to go, so who knows, see what Saturday night brings.
Stylistically, how do you see this one playing out when the first bell rings?
However I come out and want it to go, yeah. Yeah, we'll just have to wait and see.
Well, let's bring in the champion, Ray Ford. Ray, first defence of your world title. You won it in such dramatic fashion.
Camden is a shithole.
But a tough first defence.
If you don't know anything about where Ray Ford is from, Camden, had two beautiful women from Camden in my life. It's a shithole, a complete shithole on the other side of Philadelphia, and they try to be Philadelphia so bad. They got these Panzeratis. It's like this, just complete grease and fat. It's a pizza turnover. Camden is just real shitty, and they got these ducks. These real arrogant, no bullshit. What do you call them? Ducks or geese? They got these ducks, in the hood, that you'll just be driving, and then the ducks take their time crossing the street, and you beeping at them like, motherfucker, move. Anyway, it's just Camden's a shithole.
For you on Saturday night, tell us how you.
So for him to make it out of Camden, for Ray Ford to make it out of Camden, to be a WBA world champion at 126 pounds, we're going to talk about that division after this. Good on him.
Feeling about this fight?
I'm going to beat him the fuck up. Point blank, period.
See?
I ain't even going to play with him. That man, his coach, they acting tough all week, walking around like they going to do something.
Straight Camden.
They not even like that, and I'm going to show that.
Let me ask you this, Ray. I saw an interview with you where you talked about how people who think I'm going to be moving about and keeping away, they've got another thing coming on Saturday night. Are you planning on standing and trading in the pocket with Nick Ball?
Whatever I feel like I'm going to do, in the moment, I can do whatever I want for real. Like, if he get in there act crazy and act like he want to trade, I don't even think he's going to be able to trade with me, to be honest. But if he go like that, I'm going to win whatever battle he want to go. If he want to box, I'm going to win that battle. If he want bang, I'm going to win that battle. It don't matter.
Nick, your response to that?
I haven't got one.
So let me tell you how it's going to go. After my post-fight, if Raymond Ford lose in my post-fight video, I'm going to cook him. I'm going to be like, and look, he was talking all that shit. And he gets knocked out by Ball. And then I'm going to start going through the rankings. I don't think he could beat him. I don't think he could beat him. He was never that good in the first place. But not be talking that shit, man. Better get in there and win.
He said that. Go on.
He said what? He ain't got what?
He said he's got no response to you, Ray.
All right.
Same as Saturday night. No response.
Well, let's bring you in here, Eddie. State the case for your man, clearly
listen,
fired up.
You've seen the promos. I'm a Nick Ball fan. Frankie's right. He should be the WBC world champion. Speak to some of the most knowledgeable people in the sport. Ask Shakur Stevenson. Ask Devin Haney. Ask all these guys about Ray Ford. You are about to witness one of the most special fighters on the planet on Saturday night. I swear, you will watch this kid and you will put him on a level with all the guys that I just said. Komatov was a fight, this big monster from Uzbekistan that was supposed to come and walk Ray Ford down. He mixed it up, he stood, he traded with him, he warred with him, he probably shouldn't. He probably boxed the fight that he shouldn't have fought. He still did it and he stopped him. And on Saturday night, like I said, I do rate Nick Ball, but you are about to watch an absolute masterclass from this man. He's going to break him down. I believe he'll stop him in the fight. He's got unbelievable confidence. His pulse don't go above 23. He's ice cold. And this is going to put him on the map as a superstar in the sport.
Thank you, Eddie. Frank, Nick Ball very much going to let his fist do the talking, it looks like, on Saturday, as he always does. Well,
so yeah, that fight actually has the real meaningful championship fight on the card, because a lot of people once again feel that Nick Ball should have been champion after the Ray Vargas fight back in December. No, excuse me, in March. Excuse me, on the undercard of why I keep saying December? Undercard of what was that? That was Joshua Ngannou. A lot of people thought he should have beat Ray Vargas. So in reality, it would be a unification between the WBC and the WBA. And Raymond Ford in his last fight, had a tough out and looked like, he was going to lose this fight against Klomatov, but ended up winning. That was a very good fight, by the way, on ESPN. So, nice, solid fight. What's the next fight on the card they're going to be doing? This fight right here.
Start with Ammo Williams here.
So, let me tell you about Ammo. I'm going to tread lightly here, but Ammo Williams is, let me pull up his box rec here, is a fringe contender at 160 pounds. Over the last couple of years or so, and Eddie Hearn somewhat hinted at it, is Ammo's been going through some things. So hopefully he got it taken care of, and everything's all cool. But let's just say he's a very eccentric character.
Your interview after the workout with Olivier yesterday, you looked very fired up, you looked absolutely ready to go and really destroy the Queensbury captain. That's sort of the mindset that I could see. Tell us what you were thinking.
It's really no thinking at this point. It's just everything you witness from me is totally my energy. It's me. It's 100%. It's no second thought. It's no curation. It's just me.
I've heard you talk about cracks in the foundations of Hamza Shiraz, and that when you did that.
No, I did. I did see the edited clip where it was alleged that Willie Hutchinson said some racist shit to Craig Richards. And the source, it wasn't that many people there. I did see it when it first aired on social media. But I haven't been able to see the full clip. Has it been released yet? It was, what is it? Was it at the Grand Arrivals or was it at the open workout yesterday? I believe it was at the Grand Arrivals. As I talked about earlier in the video, Willie Hutchinson and Craig Richards, who are fighting on this card, have bad blood. And the fighters ran into each other earlier in the week, and it's alleged that Willie Hutchinson said some racist shit. But we don't know what the racist shit is because the people who had the content edited that part out for whatever reasons. I don't know, but they edited it out. So until we're able to see the full clip, then I can't call the man a racist. You see what I'm saying? But anyway, all right, back to the press conference.
Face off, you saw things in there. Tell us a little bit about what you saw.
Well, as a fighter, we could just tell who's really born for this and who's not. And I just feel like he's not really truly born for this. I think he's been maneuvered right. He got picked up out of the amateurs. Frank did a great job with him, making his career look the way it does. And that's one reason why I called him out back in September. Eddie knows I've been coming after Hamza because the aesthetic of things would look really good for me. So now I'm just ready to show who I am. I'm really evolved, and I went through a state of metamorphosis to become something a lot more dangerous than what you've ever seen before. And on Saturday night, it'll be on full display.
Okay, well, let's bring in Hamza Shiraz. Hamza, you are the...
I do believe him about Hamza Shiraz. He's had a very soft career, but in reality, Ammo Williams ain't really there either. But yeah, my man said he went through a metamorphosis to something scary that we never seen before. But yeah, he ain't really been doing anything. Let me tell you something. Each of these fights on this card, they have meaning. It's like, okay, all right, it's an intriguing fight. Now, this is the perfect matchroom versus Frank Warren. Hamza Shiraz has been, how do you pronounce his name? Shiraz. Don't want to butcher his name, but he's been a long time Frank Warren build-up fighter. And I remember watching Austin Ammo Williams' first fight. In fact, I've probably seen them all. I think I may have covered a couple of them. But this is the perfect matchroom, long-time Frank Warren fighter, long-time matchroom fighter. Both of these guys have been built up. So I guess that's the best way to describe this fight, on the card. So let me tell you where we are now. So Willie Hutchinson, Craig Richards, real bad blood. They ran into each other earlier in the week. It's been alleged that Willie Hutchinson said some racist shit to Craig Richards. Both of these guys are not world class. Both of these guys are barely fringe contenders. Well, actually, Craig Richards had a couple of big fights in a title shot. He fought Buatsi and Bivol. Willie Hutchinson, nobody of note. But this is a bad blood fight. Ray Ford, Nick Ball, very good fight because a lot of people feel that Nick Ball should be the WBC champion, and this fight should be a unification between Ray Ford, WBA, and should be WBC champion Nick Ball at 126. So now we're on this Hamza Shariz Austin Ammo Williams fights, and the story of this fight is it's a genuine matchroom built up Ammo Williams versus a Frank Warren Queensberry built up Hamza Shariz. So that's what this fight is.
Captain, you are fighting a man who has just said he's been through a stage of metamorphosis. This is a dangerous fighter in front of you on Saturday. Tell us how you're feeling about this one.
First of all, I'd just like to thank the Almighty Allah for allowing us to be here today. I'd like to thank Frank Warren, Eddie Hearn, Andy Ailey, my team. I'd also like to express my gratitude for the people of Riyadh. You've been extremely hospitable, and I felt extremely welcome here, so thank you very much. And I'm just locked in for Saturday night, Dev. I'm locked in, ready to go, done what I needed to do, and that's it. Everything I've needed to say, I said to Ammo's face and that face off, and that's what it is. It's fight night's 48 hours away, and I'm ready.
Let me ask you this, Hamza. We did a quick interview yesterday on it was the workout, and you said sometimes there comes a fight where you have to put a beating on a man, and that is your intention on Saturday night. Tell us more about that.
Can I go ahead and say it? I am not a fan of Dev, man. This guy, this bloke right here. Every time I see him hosting a press conference, I'll be like, oh, man. Every now and then, the fighters get pissed at him. Dubois going to get pissed at him a little bit later on.
Yeah, exactly. That's my mentality going into it.
Like, he be saying shit that fighters never said. He'd be like, and how do you feel that he said he's going to knock you out so that you can't get up? And then the fighters look at him like, yo, I didn't say that bad.
Fight like this. I understand the assignment I've got in front of me. We haven't took it lightly. We know what we've got to do. But like I said, a fight of this magnitude, with the history that it's got between the promoters and whatnot, that's the only thing I should have in my mind, to put a pure beating on my opponent.
And Ammo, let me bring you back in here, and feel free to interject if you hear anything you don't like from Hamza. I've heard you say that Frank Warren has made a mistake selecting him as captain, and after about 2 minutes in the first round, he will know about it. What are we expecting to see after about 2 minutes in the first round?
A full-blown war. Something I know that Hamza he's never been through anything like what he's going to go through Saturday night. It's going to be a mental fortitude that he's going to have to stir up, ask himself questions. You guys will see. You guys will totally see. I can't talk about it anymore. I'm just totally ready to show it.
Hamza, let me bring you back in here. What do you think of Austin Williams' tail?
No comment.
I wasn't sure there would be. Let me ask you this. So you are the Queensberry captain. You have that blue and yellow running through your veins. How much does it mean to be given that, either a pressure or a privilege, on Saturday? How much does it mean to you?
It's a massive honour, Dev. It's a massive honour. It just shows how much faith and trust Frank has in me. And I think the only way...
I'm sorry. Nothing more of note's going to be said after this. And yeah, what's that with the tail?
What's it like in the trenches? And I promise...
If you're following the promo...
And I really would not have made him captain. I didn't feel he was capable of doing the job for those extra points.
Thank you, Frank. Fantastic fight. Middleweight Division 2, unbeaten middleweights. Let's move to the heavies. Let's talk about Daniel Dubois against Filip Hrgovic.
So this fight is the Anthony Joshua sweepstakes. Filip Hrgovic taking on Daniel Dubois. We don't know if the full IBF title is going to be on the line. The IBF is trying to strip Oleksandr Usyk. Oleksandr Usyk, Tyson Fury rematch is going to be happening on December the 21st. The winner of this fight, Daniel Dubois, Filip Hrgovic, is supposed to be taking on Anthony Joshua. That's the rumor. And they would like it to be for the full IBF title. And by the way, Deontay Wilder is also in the mix somewhere as well, maybe for the loser. So very fun fight between Daniel Dubois and Filip Hrgovic coming up. I want to pick Daniel Dubois to win, but I just don't think he can do it. Now remember, this is a guy 20-2, 19 KOs. He got that big win over Big Baby Miller, but how big is that win over non-juice to the gills Big Baby Miller? A lot of people felt he should have got a body shot knockout over Usyk, but woulda, coulda, shoulda. Didn't happen. Eventually got stopped by a jab in round number 9. Joe Joyce just juggernauted him, broke his face, put him out with an eye injury. Now, I do admit, Hrgovic has had this boogeyman tag for some time now, but I'm not really seeing the boogie. I haven't really been seeing it. Croatian. And by the way, those Croatian fans, they something else. They start cussing at you. Like if you say something critical about him in your post-fight video, they start, posting flags and shit with obscenities. 17-0 with 14 KOs. He's been having a hard time getting fights because people don't want to fight him. High risk, low reward. 6'6", coming in at about 250, 240, 250. He can box, he can jab, he can move, but hasn't really been tested. And the only time he was tested was against Big Bang Zhang. And a lot of people felt he lost that fight, but Hrgovic had just lost his father. He was crying in the ring and all that. So, literally, just lost his father, while he was in training camp. And that was the only time he was really tested. So was the boogie still there? To mind you, this guy's got all kind of stories from sparring. He's a sparring legend. One of them fighters you hear about, we heard he knocked him out. That's him. He's got sparring stories all the way back to the Klitschko's.
Eliminator for the IBF World Heavyweight Championship. If you're following the promo, this is the suit versus the taxi driver. And Daniel Dubois, I'm going to start with you. You asked for this fight. You put out that video. You called out Filip Hrgovic. You told him.
What the hell happened here? Let's see what's going on. What? Rewind it back.
Thank you very much.
Beautiful bus with
For it.
There we go.
Filip.
My bad.
And
It's, you find out about his power.
If you're following the promo, this is the suit versus the taxi driver. And Daniel Dubois, I'm going to.
By the way, that wasn't Hrgovic that was in the taxi. If you know, you know.
Start with you. You asked for this fight. You put out that video. You called out Filip Hrgovic. You told him you're the daddy and you wanted to fight him. Now it's 48 hours away. How are you feeling about this fight?
I'm good. I'm ready. I'm ready to fight. He's there to fight me. I can't take no more easy steps, no more bums. This is the level I need to be at, and I'm ready for it.
It's a big fight. It's a dangerous fight, Daniel. What do you know about Filip Hrgovic, and what are you expecting from him on Saturday?
You know what? We have a bit of history in sparring and whatever, but that was 7 years ago. I'm here I'm here for this, the fight on Saturday, and I'm going to knock him out on Saturday.
He said
oh shit! Now remember, he didn't used to talk like this, Daniel Dubois. You can see he was busting out of his shell a little bit during the Big Baby Miller build-up. But now I like the confidence. Okay. What is going on here? Stop this foolishness. Hold on. Let me see what's going on here. Let me refresh. But yeah, shout out to Daniel Dubois. Hold on. Give me a minute. Apologies. There we go.
It's a big fight. It's a danger for the IBF World Heavyweight Championship. If you're following the promo, this is the suit versus the taxi driver. And Daniel Dubois, El Animal, Filip not a lot of people call you out, but Daniel Dubois did call you out. He wants you on Saturday night, and he says he's going to knock you out. Tell us how you're feeling about this fight.
Hi everyone, I feel great. I'm glad that he called me out and that he wants to fight me. I was calling for top heavyweights and big names for last few years, and it's really good fight for me. And he's good name, he's a good boxer, and I can't wait for Saturday.
I've heard you refer to the man as a baby, and you said that he is not mature enough to beat someone like me. Tell us more about that.
Yeah, I think I have, it's the fact that I have much more experience. I had long amateur career, and I gone through more than him, so I think even maybe he has more professional fights, but I have much more experience.
Come on, Hrgovic, spit it out.
And I think I take him to school.
Oh.
Okay, any response to that, Daniel?
No, I'm just ready to fight. Move on.
I will indeed. Thank you very much, Daniel Dubois. Filip Hrgovic, do you want me to move on as well? Presumably you do.
Yes, Dev, move on.
I'll move on. Thank you, Filip Hrgovic. Thank you, Daniel.
Very happy to be here.
No, that I think it's.
I think we heard.
By the way, could you ever have thought? Now listen to this. This is very important. Deontay Wilder is fighting Zhang, and if he wins, he gets a contract with Matchroom. Would you have ever thought that Deontay Wilder would be fighting for a contract with Eddie Hearn? They're going to talk about it during this press conference. Take your time out, like the video, subscribe.
Bomber is back. That's the question that everyone's been asking. Is he back? Tell us how confident you are that on Saturday night you can be that Deontay Wilder again.
I'm very confident in what I've been stating. You know, I'm very happy to be here in Riyadh. This is a beautiful card. I'm very excited to be working alongside Eddie. Like he said, we haven't had the best of relationships in the past, but
he called Eddie a slave plantation master. Just to remind you.
The thing about time brings about changes, and I love being a part of changes. At this moment in time, we're like a warrior drum. We're one beat, with one sound. And I love all on this left side, you can feel the energy that we're not playing no games. We come to win and we come to knock them out. This 5-on-5, we're going on a 5-man sweep. And I'm looking forward to Saturday night.
We heard from Hamza Shiraz earlier, the Queensbury captain. He spoke very passionately about how Queensbury picked him up, how Frank picked him up. How much do you want to show for Matchroom? You are their captain, you are repping them for the first time, actually. Tell us how you're feeling about being their captain.
I'm feeling great about being the captain. You know, Eddie could have chosen any one of these great guys to my left to become the captain, but he chose me, and it's a great responsibility. It's a responsibility that I accepted with open arms, and I'm looking forward to proving that I still got what it takes. I still got the juice, and I'm gonna deliver come Saturday night. And I can't wait. I'm gonna be like Ali enlisted. I'm gonna stand over his body like 65, like Ali did listing in 65. So I'm looking forward to the fight. I can't wait. This has been an absolute pleasure coming back here again, and I must deliver. It's do or die, you know, and y'all already know how I feel as a warrior. I'm a warrior. I got a warrior mentality. I got a warrior mindset. I got a warrior heart. And I'll die for what I believe in. I'm willing to die in the ring for what I believe in. And if a man ain't willing to step in there and die like me, he better step out of that bitch, because I'm ready.
That's the old Wilder. He almost there. Remember, he would go on ranting for like a half an hour. You can see he's trying to bring it back. You see that little glimpse right there, that little ting? He's trying to bring it back. We need you, Wilder. We need Windmill back. The ABAC, the blood code Wilder.
Okay, let's bring in Big Bang Zhilei Zhang. I understand Kurt has been translating for you everything.
So here's the question, and it's a stupid question. Could the Bomb Squad put out the Big Bang? But what Big Bang is it? Is it the Big Bang Theory? No one can stop that. Is it a Big Bang from a CCP weapon of mass destruction? Could the Bomb Squad stop that? Maybe just a Big Bang from a firecracker or a cherry bomb or something.
That Deontay Wilder has said here tonight. Deontay said he wants to stand over you after he knocks you out on Saturday. How do you feel about that, Zhilei?
他说他击倒你之后会从你的身上跨过去。
Okay, come on.
Please don't.
Unwavering Chinese
What are his
power.
weaknesses? What have you seen from Deontay Wilder that you can capitalise on?
觉得他的弱点在哪里？
他的弱点老旧，然后他是个战斗机，轰炸机，但是这个轰炸机已经没有子弹，已经起飞不起来了，因为他遇见一颗炸弹。
He's a veteran, and he's the bronze bomber for a reason. But I think the bomber is out of ammo now, because he's fighting Big Bang right now.
Big Bang.
And he is Eddie Hearn's captain. Eddie Hearn has trusted him to, I guess, pick up 4 points. How do you feel about Eddie Hearn selecting him as a captain? Has he made a mistake?
Eddie 信任他，把他选成队长，赢了之后就4分。你觉得他这种选择你怎么看？
Listen to this shit. Straight through Wilder under the bus.
他这个选择是错误的，因为他在讨好 Deontay，因为他想从他身上拿到铁管合同。
Like I said the other day, I think he made a mistake. I think he chose him as a captain to kiss his ass in order to get a promotional contract.
Is it true, Eddie?
No, I'd love to sign Deontay Wilder. I think he's probably one of the most exciting fighters in the world, one of the best heavyweights in the world. But so is Zhilei Zhang. I've got to say, that war cry from Deontay Wilder is the reason that I made him captain. You know, as
Eddie changed the subject. You ain't slick.
Great as these men are to my left, this guy is one of the most feared fighters in the world. And sometimes everybody writes someone off after a defeat, but it's the greats that come back. And when I look into his eyes, I see the same dangerous man that for years I had to try and dampen the flames, right? Because he wasn't our guy. I had to try and tell everyone that really this guy was overrated. He wasn't the real deal. And every time I see him render his opponent unconscious. But now I get to be in his corner. And I get to see him explode on Saturday night. It's an honour to be representing Deontay Wilder for one night only. And hopefully, as Zhilei Zhang said, the future does lead to a promotional contract. But all that matters is Saturday night. And I believe you are going to see one of the most brutal knockouts you've seen in the heavyweight division on Saturday night. And this man will establish himself and announce himself once more as the most dangerous puncher in the heavyweight division.
Thank you, Eddie. Well, we've heard the war cry from Deontay. We've heard from Eddie Hearn as well. We've heard from Big Bang. Frank, state the case for your man on Saturday night to get the job done.
He's Big Bang, and he's Big Bang for a reason. You know, he's a big puncher. His last fight, I think he could have been a bit more fitter, and he gassed a little bit at the end. There was nothing in that fight against Joe Parker. He was in front. He had him on the floor twice. Joe did well, but this is a crossroads fight for both of them. You know, last time out, Deontay, he didn't look like the Deontay Wilder the old. We'll see now what he's got left in the tank. Has he got anything left in the tank? Both these guys' career is on the line. These guys, the winner's going to go on, the loser is going to have a real job to get back into the top mix again. And it's as simple as that. This is a career-defining fight, and I think that Big Bang has the tools to produce the Big Bang on the night.
Thank you, Frank. One more from the promoters. Eddie, just got a question for you. If you are coming away with victory, what sort of winner are you going to be? Are you going to be magnanimous? Are you going to be humble in victory? What sort of winner will you be?
Don't be daft, Dev. It's going to be pure gloatation on the fly. It's going to be painful for Queensberry for the foreseeable future. But as much as this is Queensberry versus Matchroom, this is also a moment for these 5 men to just take huge leaps in their career. And the one thing that is the most pleasing part of my job is to see people change their life, achieve, chase legacy, look after their family, create generational opportunities for their children. And all of these 5 have the opportunity to do it on Saturday night. And I'm so excited to be a part of this format. You know, we will shake hands before and we'll shake hands after, but it's going to be a painful flight home for someone come Sunday.
Final response from you, Frank. What sort of winner would you be? And you don't want any painful flights home, do you?
I'll be an unbearable loser. Unbearable winner as well. Look, this is a great concept. We thank His Excellency for helping and making this happen here in Riyadh. You know, I keep banging on about it. The capital of the world's boxing. This is a great format. We got a great team, and these guys, it's in their hands to change their life, to change their futures, secure their families' futures. And they're all capable of doing it. This is an exciting concept. And Eddie's lucky. You know, he's got Filip on his team. He's very lucky because it's going to be Taxi from Matchroom on the night.
You've been waiting for that one.
All right, let's watch these guys face off.
Versus 5, $3 million.
I have to mute that. By the way, there's going to be an extra $3 million on the line split between the winner. And they break down the points by how if you get a knockout, you get 6 points, decision, you get something like 4, and then a draw is 0, so you want no draws. So for this fight, my gut is telling me Willie Hutchinson is going to take out Craig Richards for some reason. This is a bad blood fight. Nothing really of significance on the line. They just don't like each other. By the way, there's some nasty rumors circulating around that Willie Hutchinson is a bigot. Let's hope that's not true. Something happened during the build-up during the fight week where they confronted each other, and it's being rumored that Hutchinson said some racist shit. But until I see it or see the tape or the footage, then we're not going to call the man no good, low-down, degenerate bigot. We have no place for that in sport. This fight right here, Nick Ball taking on Raymond Ford. Raymond Ford, WBA champion, got a squeak by last round stoppage in his last fight to win the belt. Nick Ball, a lot of people feel he should have beat Ray Vargas to be the WBC champion. There should be a unification of the WBC and WBA at 126. Don't be surprised if Nick Ball wins. By the way, he's a little bloke, 5'2". He's really got to rely on getting in on the inside. It was nice to see him be able to get in on the nearly 6 foot Ray Vargas. It was a sight to behold. So he's a high volume pressure fighter. I have a little bit of a tough time seeing Ray Ford being to keep Nick Ball off of him for 12 rounds. You know, dude ain't no joke. It's going to be on pay-per-view here in the States. You can buy it through your cable or through the zone. I think it's $60. Let me check real quick. These pay-per-views are whooping, man. Sheesh. Pay-per-views are wild.
When the president then
let's see here.
the system works.
Okay, let's see here what we got here. This fight right here, Hamza Shiraz taking on Austin Amo Williams. This is the ultimate Matchroom versus Frank Warren fight. Matchroom brought up Amo Williams from the beginning. Hamza was brought up by Frank Warren. Both fighters undefeated. So you know how Wilder is not a long-time Matchroom guy. Zhilei Zhang's not a long-time, Frank Warren guy. Both of these guys have been brought up by their promoter. So solid fight. And also, Amo Williams is a bit of a head case. And they keep talking about a tail. They say he got a tail. Is it a rat tail or he actually wearing a tail? I think he's wearing a tail. No bullshit. They say he wearing a tail. Fashion Man is weird these days. Intense face off. both fringe contenders, actually contenders now, in the 160-pound division, a very weak 160-pound division. Let's see, this Zhang card starts at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Oh, it's only $40. Okay, we can do that. Wilder, this card is only $40 if you buy through cable. Starts at 1 p.m. Eastern. Opens up with Willy Hutchinson versus Craig Richards, Ray Vargas versus Nick Ball, Hamza Shiraz versus Ammo Williams, and then you got the next fight, Daniel Dubois versus Filip Hrgovic. Somewhere in there, you got Dmitrii Bivol taking on Mark Zanad. They had their press conference earlier. Yeah, they said Ammo got a tail on. Daniel Dubois taking on Filip Hrgovic. Don't be surprised if we hear this is for the IBF title. Fury versus Usyk 2, or Usyk versus Fury 2 is December the 21st. Usyk team has petitioned the IBF to allow them to keep the belt. The winner of this fight is heavily rumored to face Anthony Joshua, Dubois, or Hrgovic. Dubois building a nice resume for himself, win or loss at heavyweight. Hrgovic, you can arguably say this is the biggest fight he's ever had outside of Big Bang Zhang. And Deontay Wilder is fighting for a contract with Eddie Hearn. Could you ever believe that? Deontay Wilder has to win and he gets a contract with Matchroom Boxing. And if you look at the record and resume of Deontay Wilder, outside of Tyson Fury and maybe Luis Ortiz, you can argue that Big Bang Zhang is the third best. Well, Joseph Parker, but he lost to him. And Deontay Wilder's record over his last several fights, by the way, if he loses, he would be 1-5. He would be 1-5. In his last 5 fights. I mean 6 fights. No, excuse me. 1-4 in his last 5 fights. Wild. So he needs a win. You know what I think? I think he got that woman, he got all that money, and his hungerness just been gone. He hasn't had the hungerness. And you know, there was heavy rumors he was into the dark arts, fucking around with that black magic, man. And who would ever thought we'd see this? Look at the Saudis. Look what they do for us. They bring together Eddie Hearn and Frank Warren, and they're just working together all chum-chum. Multiple events. We thought we would never see this. They even got Al Heyman fighters. By the way, that PBC, man, they are in some, you know, let's hope they pull through, man. But it's a lot of rumors circulating around about what's going on over there. More and more fighters are leaving. It's getting pretty crazy over there. Getting pretty crazy. But with that being said, take time out, like the video, subscribe. We will be back tomorrow for the weigh-in. We'll watch that real time. I'm interested to see what Wilder's going to weigh in because he's been looking real